Welcome back, Commander. So first they get to steal our Meg compounds or components and blueprints, and then they get to steal new technology, and now they're devising their own, Moab, which means you're kind of under the same pressure as a few videos ago. As you might remember, I kind of held a good amount of distaste for the last time we had to constantly be evading air power. Thankfully, though, it's not so bad. This time around, anyways.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
So, unfortunately, while the bottom left corner, it seems, while that corner of the map is nice in terms of at least some resources, doesn't really offer us any sort of space, really. On the plus side, though, if you're quick enough, you get to do that sort of thing where, well, now that small base that we can see doesn't seem to have any sort of income available to it anymore. Not that we really have any income for ourselves either, but hey, we're on even footing now.
A-bomb launch detected.
It's a little strange that they didn't give like a separate audio file for that. Usually you got that sort of like small attention to detail, but maybe it's because it's such a localized thing where it's literally just this one mission.
Construction optional.
And yeah, it's supposed to be a fuel air bomb, but it's obviously a nuke, which means you kind of play around the same constraints as you previously had. Which means, don't mess around. And don't let it target anything in your base, because you'll lose rather quickly. I mean, I've already pissed away a lot of time just setting up my first construction yard. It's a little strange, though, that this is sort of the allied modus operandi. Nuking civilians. I don't believe these are mannequins. I know Indiana Jones kind of prepared me for the whole nuking a test village or whatever, but this ain't the case. Either robots are real in this timeline, or I'm hallucinating. And so are my units. I admit I'm not actually sure if the Allies will nuke this village in particular. I just figured I'd destroy it to see if I could either A, mess with the trigger, or B, get something to spawn, like maybe some cash or something. And that's what happens when you don't have the proper amount of defenses available to you. Now, I know I said this before, but I'm fairly certain that killing the ore truck on the left side of the map, especially really early, kind of kills that base's ability to do anything. I don't believe the two bases are linked, but I'm probably incredibly wrong on that. Oh, and it seems that while they do have it available, at least in a previous mission, the allies will seemingly only spawn nukes via Badger bombers, which means they've stolen that tech too, those jerks. I'd curse the Russian general we've seen in the cutscenes, but I don't even remember his name. He's just not memorable. It's a little annoying because he's not like a bad actor or anything. I just blank on him. It's like, oh yeah, it's that guy. I guess the only reason I really think that these two bases are unlinked is the fact that none of the ore trucks ever go over here. And you'd think that after destroying an ore truck, if they were linked, the AI would probably reproduce at least one ore truck and then, use it. Like we've already seen, they have a war factory. I don't believe it's fake, but we'll see if that'll be the case. Oh, and yeah, there's, you can kind of do this right from the start. You start with 3 medium tanks, so there's no reason why you couldn't just shuffle everybody through. You technically don't even have to worry about the turrets. You can just drive through and destroy that building.
Construction complete. Cannot deploy here.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Ready and
lost.
waiting. Yes, sir.
Our base is under attack.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Report at once.
Now, the briefing, if I recall correctly, states that if you take out, or if you, what is it, capture? What's the wiki say? Yeah, if you take control of the station, you get the coordinates for the drops, but
Waiting orders.
sadly, that's kind of the one failing of this mission. There's only like 2 drop locations before the bombs stop and then start targeting you.
Ready and very well. Yes, sir.
And I believe the second one is the village I destroyed at the start. So, there's not enough. There's not enough precursors to attacks on your own units, basically.
Yes, reporting.
Lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once. At once.
Unit ready.
Now, if you assume that the northeast is the one that we really have to worry about, well, then you could read the briefing, I guess. But if you always forget about briefings like I do, then yeah, it's a helpful reminder.
Insufficient funds.
It's also the clearly harder objective between the two. We've already seen, like, if you can destroy the ore truck on the left at the start, you never have to worry about the base ever again. Until the end, when you have to clear it out, obviously. But, yeah, it's kind of a way to make this mission a lot easier. Because then you only have to worry about stuff coming from one general direction. And as we've seen before, the defenses they're not insane. If you're really worried, you could just drive through, because at most the allies seem to have like 2 turrets that block, or that are, at the main entrance, so to speak. And then, you drive past those, and once you're no longer in range, you're kind of good to go. Really, the hardest part about this mission is just learning or figuring out how to properly dodge nukes. Thanks previous mission for, ingraining that in my brain for at least the next 6 months. And then, destroying whatever key buildings and making sure the AI can't reproduce units. And at this point, that's basically all we have to do left. It's just a giant cleanup. With the Northeast Tech Center gone, there's no way for them to call in more nukes. And if you've managed to push into a base that far, you're probably okay for defeating, any sort of attacks that they throw at you with your own defenses, and being able to push out with your own attacking forces. There's not too much else to say. Again, this is cleanup mode. It's just about shuffling as many units as you can to destroy stuff quickly. If only we had, like, parabombs or paratroopers. That'd be nice. Well, there's always going to be the red wave of tanks. So it's not so bad. Kinda wish they'd sell their stuff, though. Just to kind of speed up things. I miss those days. Not another one of these. There's always a unit somewhere, you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
So you figure, yeah, I guess it's those civilians.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
For whatever reason.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
This is like the only time a yak would have been nice. Where it's like, yeah, I'll just use the yak to kill him. Oh, and I might as well be dramatic for the last mission.
Mission accomplished.
Salute, Commander. Congratulations on your success in Austria. You must forgive me if my interest in your success is a bit personal. You have cleared my name. You are my friend, and I will drink to your honor. It seems I already have. До свидания, товарищ.